Hello, you are most welcome. I'm teacher Ivan from Wuna Educational Services. I welcome you to our first lesson under O-level topical revision questions, where we shall be discussing or calculating numbers from different topics of O-level mathematics. And this is our first lesson, and our first topic is probability. So we shall be looking at various questions under probability. Probability of an event E to occur from a number of possible outcomes S is given by the number of the events E over the total number of the possible outcomes, or the sample space. So that is how we shall get probability of an event E to occur. Then let us look at some of the questions under probability. Our question 1 says a coin is tossed 2 times. What is the probability of obtaining at most one head and at least a tail? So these are two words that we must carefully note and consider when working out numbers on probability. So let us look at how we generate the sample space for the coin that is tossed twice. So a coin is considered to be having 2 sides. One side is for the head, another side is for the tail. So this is our first throw, and this is showing our second throw. So in the first throw we can get a head, and also in the second throw we get a head. So in both throws we shall have head. Or in the first throw we can have a tail, and in the second throw we get a head. So that will be tail head. Similarly, we can have a head and a tail, or a tail and a tail. So meaning that from the throws, our sample space will be, the possible outcomes will be head, or we can get tail, head, or we can get head, tail, or we can also have tail. So those are our possible outcomes, or the sample space. Then after generating the sample space, we go back to our questions. Part A requires us to get the probability of obtaining at most one head. Now we come to the meaning of at most. This is part A, at most one head. Now, the meaning of at most means maximum. So we are going to look at the probability of getting the maximum of one head, meaning we can get one head or even 0 heads. So meaning that the possible outcomes here, we shall have tail, where we have no head, because our probability wants at most, meaning we get a maximum of one head. So we can consider 0 head where we have tail, or we can have head, tail, or tail, head. So meaning that we are taking 0 head and 1 head. So this is 1, 2, 3. So that becomes the favorable outcomes are 3 out of the total 4. So that is the probability of at most one head. The word at most means maximum. Then let us look at part B. Part B is asking for at least a tail. At least means minimum. The minimum should be a tail, meaning one tail. So we can take one or more than one. So we look at the probability of getting at least a tail. We will say that at least a tail means we can have one or more than one. So if we come to our sample space, we have where we get two tails, 1 and 1. So still we shall take where we have 1, 1 and even two tails. But this time we are not taking where we have all heads. So that still remains 3/4. That has been our first question and probability. In the next lesson, we shall have more questions to discuss. Otherwise, I'm Teacher Ivan. I hope to see you very soon.